The image you're seeing once spread like wildfire across the internet.
When they get to the McDonald's.
Yes, they fully cook them in the McDonald's restaurant.
It showed a pink, foamy paste, rumored to be the raw mixture behind McDonald's chicken McNuggets. At the time, the claim shocked millions, sparking fear and endless debate about what people were really eating.
Directly addressing the question in the Super Bowl commercial scene.
What's actually in the nuggets?
Is there any pink goop?
The picture was shared everywhere, on news sites, on social media, in conversations at the dinner table. McDonald's later denied the rumor, insisting their nuggets were made from white meat chicken, not the strange substance online. So what's the truth? To find out, we'll step inside a McDonald's processing plant and follow the nugget from raw ingredient to finished bite. Chicken McNuggets first appeared on McDonald's menus in 1983. The idea was to create a snackable, handheld item that customers could eat quickly, with or without fries. The product was an immediate success. Within a year, McDonald's rolled it out nationwide, supported by an advertising campaign that highlighted nuggets as a family-friendly option. Over the decades, McNuggets became a global staple, from New York to Tokyo. They survived health debates, viral rumors, and changing tastes.
McDonald's McNuggets, a McNugget deal on a McNuggets meal. Get into McNugget Mania now at McDonald's. 4 kinds of sauce to choose, especially for dipping. Barbecue.
Every nugget starts with raw chicken delivered by truckloads to the plant. Each batch is checked for quality and safety, with inspectors verifying the temperature, color, and freshness of the meat. The cuts include white meat breast, along with smaller amounts of skin and fat. These parts are ground together into a fine texture, ready to be seasoned. Massive stainless steel grinders reduce the chicken into a smooth base. Imagine a machine the size of a car, built to process hundreds of pounds per minute. Once ground, the mixture flows into mixers that spin like oversized dough machines. The goal is precision. Every pound of chicken must contain the exact same ratio of meat, fat, and seasoning. If the balance shifts even slightly, the final product won't have the same bite. Uniformity is the factory's first priority. The chicken blend is pumped into molding machines that stamp out nuggets in 4 familiar shapes: the bell, the bow tie, the ball, and the boot. Each mold presses the mixture into form within seconds, spitting out thousands of nuggets per minute. The shapes aren't random. They were designed to cook evenly in oil and to look playful for kids. Which McNugget shape do you always reach for first? The ball, the boot, the bell, or the bow tie? Shaped nuggets tumble onto conveyors where they are coated in a thin layer of batter. This first coat helps the final breading stick. Next, they're dipped into seasoned breading that gives McNuggets their crunch. Flour dust fills the air as rotating drums coat every surface. From there, nuggets enter hot oil vats for a quick 35-second par fry at about 175 degrees Celsius. This isn't to cook them fully. It's just enough to lock the breading in place and create a golden shell. Steam rises, the smell of fried batter fills the plant, and the nuggets emerge looking nearly finished, though they're not yet ready to eat. Freshly par-fried nuggets race through blast freezers set at -40 degrees Celsius. In just minutes, the core temperature drops low enough to keep them stable during transport. Automated arms then load nuggets into bags and cartons, printing batch codes and dates for traceability. Any package that doesn't seal perfectly is discarded immediately. Finally, pallets stacked with frozen nuggets roll onto trucks. They're shipped to McDonald's restaurants worldwide, where a second deep fry cooks them fully before they reach your box.
The crispy, golden, spicy chicken McNuggets up.
From farm to fryer, the entire process takes weeks, but eating them takes only seconds. If bite-sized chicken could change fast food, the next dessert turned it upside down, literally. In 1985, thousands of Americans lined up outside Dairy Queen stores to buy a dessert so thick it could be turned upside down without spilling. That summer, the blizzard became an overnight sensation. More than 175 million cups were sold in its first year alone, a record that stunned the fast food industry. The sight of a server handing you an ice cream cup and flipping it upside down became part of the brand's identity. It wasn't just a dessert, it was a dare. But how can soft serve stay smooth, hold candy or cookies, and resist gravity at the same time? To find out, we step into the mixing rooms where blizzards are engineered. The blizzard was officially launched in 1985. Though the concept of blending toppings into soft serve had existed in small shops before. What made Dairy Queen's version different was scale. With hundreds of stores across the United States, the blizzard could reach millions almost instantly. The first year was a phenomenon. 175 million sold, equal to nearly 1 cup for every American alive at the time. It was more than a menu item. It was a cultural moment. The upside-down serving ritual became a marketing tool. Flip tests at the counter made customers believe this wasn't ordinary ice cream. But behind the counter, keeping soft serve, dense, creamy, and mixable required a level of precision far beyond a home blender. Before the soft serve can be poured, the cone itself must be ready. It begins as a thin batter of flour, sugar, and water mixed into a smooth liquid. This batter is fed into cone-shaped molds inside high heat presses that bake it in seconds. The pressure gives each cone its familiar ridged pattern and light crunch. Once baked, the cones travel along a cooling belt where circulating air hardens their structure. Any cone that cracks or bends is discarded immediately. Only perfect ones make it through. Workers then stack the finished cones into tall sleeves and seal them in airtight containers. This keeps them crisp and dry until they are filled with Dairy Queen's signature soft serve. Dairy Queen's proprietary mix of milk, cream, sugar, and stabilizers arrives in refrigerated tank trucks. The liquid is pumped into chilled hoppers at -18 degrees Celsius, where it is constantly churned. This process freezes the mix while whipping in air, creating about 40% overrun for a light, creamy texture. Workers monitor butter fat levels and temperature closely, so the blizzard tastes the same whether you buy it in Texas or Minnesota. Here comes the magic. Oreos, Reese's, M&M's, cookie dough, or seasonal candies are dropped into the cup. The server then locks the cup under the blizzard mixer. Each mix takes about 7 seconds, timed to avoid melting. Candy must be evenly distributed so that every spoonful feels indulgent. Once blended, the blizzard is served immediately. But before it's handed over, Dairy Queen employees perform the iconic flip. The upside-down moment is more than a gimmick. It demonstrates the density and stability of the dessert, proof that the soft serve and toppings are bound together properly. If you've ever flipped your blizzard upside down just to test it, hit the like button right now. By the time a blizzard is served upside down at your local store, it's the final step in a carefully managed chain stretching from factories to freezers. If ice cream could defy gravity, coffee found a way to conquer it in a cup. A single grande Starbucks Frappuccino can carry more sugar than 5 cans of Coca-Cola. And yet, millions still order it every day, treating the blended drink as both a comfort and a lifestyle statement. Since its launch in 1995, Starbucks has sold more than 2 million Frappuccinos daily worldwide, making it one of the company's most profitable icons. But how do ice, coffee, milk, and syrup become the same indulgent cup in every Starbucks cafe on Earth? Step behind the counter and we'll find out. The Frappuccino's roots trace back to Boston in the early 1990s. A small coffee chain experimented with blended iced drinks, mixing espresso with milk and syrup to create a frosty treat. When Starbucks acquired the chain in 1994, the recipe was refined, branded, and rolled out nationally by 1995. The name Frappuccino combined frappa, a New England term for milkshake, with cappuccino. It was an instant hit. The Frappuccino appealed to younger customers who wanted coffee that was less bitter, more playful, and endlessly customizable. It all starts with coffee. Depending on the recipe, Starbucks uses a double shot of espresso or a special roast brewed in advance and cooled. The base must be strong enough to hold flavor, even after blending with ice and milk. 1 gallon of coffee concentrate can be used to prepare dozens of Frappuccinos in peak hours. The brewed coffee is chilled and stored in stainless steel containers behind the counter, waiting to be measured into each order. Once a customer orders, baristas measure coffee, milk, flavored syrups, and a powdered base into the blender. The base is a critical component. It stabilizes the drink, preventing separation. Next comes ice. Baristas use scoops size to match cup volume, ensuring every Frappuccino is the same thickness. Industrial blenders roar to life, crushing ice into tiny crystals while whipping air into the mix. In less than 20 seconds, the drink reaches its signature frosty texture. What makes the Frappuccino stand out is its flexibility. From classic mocha to caramel, from matcha green tea to seasonal specials, flavorings are pumped directly into the blender. Limited edition versions drive sales spikes every year. The pumpkin spice Frappuccino alone can account for millions of drinks sold each autumn. If you've ever had a custom Frappuccino that felt just right, drop a comment below and tell us your favorite flavor combo. Once blended, the drink is poured into the familiar clear plastic cup with the green logo. But it isn't finished yet. A swirl of whipped cream tops most Frappuccinos, applied with a pressurized canister for consistency. Toppings like caramel drizzle, mocha syrup, or cookie crumbles are added in seconds. Starbucks cups are iconic: domed lids, long green straws, and standardized sizes. This packaging not only protects the drink, but also signals the brand worldwide. From McNuggets to blizzards to Frappuccinos, everyday indulgences hide stories few people ever see. What looks like a simple snack or drink is backed by supply chains, machines, and recipes perfected for global repetition. Billions of products, all designed to feel personal, yet made with industrial precision. Next time you dip a nugget, flip a blizzard, or sip a Frappuccino, remember, the taste of comfort is never as simple as it seems. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden side of these favorites, hit subscribe Captain Discovery so you don't miss the next deep dive inside the world's factories.